All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, happy Monday, March the 21st, 2022. Appreciate you all tuning in. I am Chris Phillips, your host of the Daily Crow, the Spurs Up Show. As always, we've got a lot to get into here on this Monday. Of course, it is a bit of a therapy Monday in some instances. A very interesting weekend in regards to Gamecocks athletics. So again, I do want to hear from you. Again, 843-790-3377, guys. It's 843-790-3377. Appreciate you all tuning in. I see Brennan M., Connor Lee, Travis Rowell already in here. Also, guys, if you are in the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to the TDC Questions channel, to be sure that your questions are answered there. Also, if you're on Twitter, obviously, guys, I don't know if you realize this, cannot see your questions when they are submitted on Twitter. So be sure to head over to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. You can also text us, call us, 843-790-3377. And again, I will take all your questions, everything else. Again, I think today is probably going to be a very interesting day, if you will, because of what happened over the weekend and the success or lack thereof we had on the diamond. Obviously, hey, it's a victory Monday for Gamecocks women's basketball as South Carolina has advanced to the Sweet 16. They await the winner of, I believe, North Carolina and I want to say Arizona tonight. We await the winner of that game. That's who South Carolina will play on Friday. Let me see here. Yeah, North Carolina, Arizona. They actually play tonight at 10 p.m. because the game is at Arizona. So South Carolina will play the winner of that game in Greensboro, North Carolina on Friday. But, of course, guys, again, talking everything, baseball, basketball, football, whatever you guys want to discuss, we can get into it. We can dive into it. Podcast did drop this morning as well. Episode 622, talking everything that happened over the weekend. I will say this, guys. I don't know if these guys are tuned in or not or what have you, but I will say this to all of those who made Knoxville an enjoyable experience because it was a ton of fun outside of the results on the field. We had a blast. I tell you this, I thought Knoxville was incredible. I know Tennessee fans get a really bad rap, and our fan base hates them, but, Twitter's not real life, right? So meeting those guys in person, thought they were awesome. They treated us really, really well, and I guess, when they're kicking your ass, they're going to treat you probably better than, if we were doing the same to them. But, either way, had a really, really good time in Knoxville. Do not regret going. It was incredible. And, so again, thanks to all those who made that an enjoyable weekend. We can also talk the Sean Miller saga. Obviously, the Gamecocks are still looking right now for a head coach. It's sounding like Bob Ritchie has said, has said no, and he will be staying at Furman. So it sounds like all signs, I think, guys, honestly, are pointing to probably a B.J. Mackey taking over in that role. Who knows? But either way, guys, I do want to hear from you. 843-790-3377. Because listen, I'm sitting here just the same as you all here on this Monday, just searching for answers. And I just continue to ask myself, why? Thank God for Shane Beamer, by the way. Thank God for Shane. Hold on, Savannah Webster said, my friend sent me that Tennessee video someone made about you just well. Hold on, what video, Savannah? What video? I don't know. I didn't see the video, Savannah. So what are you talking about? You'll have to enlighten me, Savannah. I have no clue what video you're talking about. Stephanie Lee, what's going on? Happy Monday. Appreciate you tuning in. Savannah, I have no clue what video you're talking about. So if you'd like to send me that video, I'd be curious to watch it for sure. Let's see. Tommy Wallace, are you more concerned about our baseball team or men's basketball coaching situation? It's a good question. Which one's more concerning? Because neither are in a great spot right now. I guess men's basketball, just because there's still so much season. Savannah, definitely send me the video. That sounds actually kind of entertaining. That actually sounds kind of entertaining. I always get a kick out of it when rival fans make content around me because, again, your content has to be doing well, right? It has to be doing well for rival fans to be chirping you, right? Like when Clemson fans do it, I just get a kick out of it. I mean, it is what it is, man. You talk your shit and do what I do, and hey, South Carolina's getting dominated by Tennessee right now. There's no question across all the sports, baseball, basketball, football. Obviously women's, we got them, but I mean, we're getting dominated in the big three. We're getting dominated, so they can talk that talk. Rebecca, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. It was great to meet you over the weekend, by the way. It was great to meet you. Let's see. Connor Lee says, if we hire B.J. Mackey, that just goes against everything that Tanner mentioned in his statement. Nothing against Mackey as a person. He just hasn't proven anything as a coach. Well, I think that what you're seeing right now, is, it hurts to say this, but it's the truth. How desirable is the South Carolina men's basketball job? The Sean Miller saga that took place, of course, Sean Miller taking the job at Arizona, and, obviously Bob Ritchie turning it down. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I just don't think that it's an extremely desirable job. And you may have to take the same route you took in football with a Shane Beamer-esque hire, bringing in a B.J. Mackey. Guys, I don't know what else to tell you. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I've got no issues with South kind of rolling the dice. Listen, you've never been good at basketball, really, ever. You don't have some proud tradition to uphold. And I'm not saying tear the program down or anything like that, but it's kind of the same thing with Beamer. I look at it the same way I looked at the football opening. Again, why not roll the dice and take a chance with one of your own? You know what I mean? At this point, what do you have to lose? Right? You're seeing it at other schools with guys like Juwan Howard at Michigan, Hubert Davis at UNC. You're seeing these proud alumni take over and have success. Again, I'm not sitting here saying B.J. Mackey is a home run hire, and I'm not saying that it's guaranteed he'll have success because he played basketball at South Carolina. But, again, if we're going to take a risk, why not take a risk with one of your own? I look at it the exact same way I looked at the football job. So I'd have no issues. I think it's a tough job, guys, no matter who gets it. It's a tough job. It's hard to win at South Carolina in basketball, right? It's hard to win. So we rolled the dice with Beamer. Thank God it worked out at least through year one. Again, there's still a lot to be determined. Why not do the same thing in basketball? And you might just get to a point where you have to do that because who else is left? Who else out there is left? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from Brian Miller. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail,
we're going to see if I can hear Brian.
2.
Brian, what's going on, man? How are you?
How are you? Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well, man. Appreciate you asking. Hey, make sure you speak clearly into your phone so we can hear you. I want to make sure all the people can hear you.
Okay, cool. So I was thinking about Tennessee the game over the weekend. It was like I really didn't care because they didn't get to it.
Brad, try to give me a call back, my guy. Again, nobody can understand. I can't even understand what he's saying. I don't know if it's the phone connection, his phone, whatever it might be, but you got to give me a call back, my guy. I have no clue what you were saying, though. Or just text in your comments. Text in your comments. I think that would solve a lot of things. Hunter Wages texted in, by the way. He says, I'm by no means an expert on college basketball coaching hires, but in my personal opinion, I don't think that B.J. Mackey is the right hire for the program at this time. I understand the draw to wanting a big-time former player to take over the program. However, I don't think that B.J. has the experience that is necessary to take this program to the level that we are expecting or hoping him to bring it to. He's not even the second-in-line coach at Wake Forest right now. When Coach Forbes was out for a game this year, another assistant who also went to Irmo named Brooks Savage took over the head coaching role for that game for Wake Forest. I'm not saying he's a bad coach or has no high-level coaching potential. I just think that our program is in a place where we need a proven winner to come in and change the narrative around South Carolina basketball. Again, no expert, so if Ray Tanner decides that BJ's the right guy, I will completely buy in. But that's just my 2 cents. Also, at this point, don't know if we have any other great options, to be honest. Hunter, very well thought, and I appreciate that I appreciate that text. I mean, listen, I'm not saying you shouldn't be skeptical of hiring a B.J. Mackey. Hiring a guy that's never been a head coach, I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you for being skeptical. I'm really not. I'm not blaming you at all for being skeptical. But I just think you're running out of options, man. You're running out of options. I wanted Sean Miller, right? I think most of us wanted Sean Miller. But again, you're just getting to a point where you're simply running out of options. You're running out of options. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what the answer is again. I'm certainly not going to sit here and pretend like that I'm some, basketball expert in regards to which coach we should be picking, this, that, whatever. But maybe Mackey is the best choice. By the way, on a separate note, Gamecocks football players speaking to the media, Marshawn Lloyd telling the media, quote, the best he's felt since he's been at South Carolina. So really excited for Marshawn. I mean, I know he was a guy that says he's 100% in a great place mentally, wants to show fans what he's capable of, and is having fun making cuts without thinking about the injury now. Yeah, I think that's huge. I think that's huge for South Carolina. I think people did not give enough credit to the injury and coming back from that and the way that was going to limit him. So very excited for Marshawn Lloyd, what he can do in the offense. Very excited. Let's see here. Let's see. Travis Lee, I think Greg Marshall would be a good hire, my guy. I think they should consider him. No doubt. No doubt. Savannah, where did you send it, by the way? I'm just curious. Because I'm really intrigued, honestly, to see this video. I'm intrigued to see this video. Did you send it on Facebook? I don't know. I'm just. Let's see. And Rebecca, I know you DM me, by the way. Yes, I obviously made it back to South Carolina successfully. Zach Brown, the Shane Storm merch, baby. It's available. It's available. Let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Robbie Davis, a.k.a. Kirk Herbstreit.
Robbie, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I had a great weekend aside from us getting our brains beat in.
Mm-hmm.
My weekend was awesome. Went to my sister's wedding. It went off with a hitch. You see what I did there?
I do. I see what you did there. Yes, I see what you did there. I see what you did there, my guy. Very, very good. Very good.
I do not care who we get as our next men's coach, but here's a little tidbit for those of you that don't know this. I don't know who all knows this or what, but this is the fact. Since Don Staley was hired in 2008, we have had 2 coaches and we have fired 2 men's coaches.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, we're going to hit the nail on the head in a good way, and we're going to get a coach that is going to turn the men's basketball program around, okay? I truly believe that. Like you and me both have said before, get a basketball version of Shane Beamer that wants to be here, wants to prove that, hey, you can win and you can recruit here. If we can somehow do that, and the bigwigs for the university are willing to do whatever it takes to do that, I think we will be just fine. But like I've always told you and anyone else that I've ever talked to, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But that is my opinion. And our pitching needs to do on a baseball note, our pitching needs to be better. Our pitching was awful, and that's putting it nicely.
You're talking about this past weekend?
Yes.
Well, listen, man, I hear you. I'm always very tough on the pitchers because I was a pitcher myself. And so I look at it as, hey, if you don't give up any runs, we win every game. That being said, my man, I actually thought the pitching was fine. Late in games, I think it got out of hand. But all 3 starters, I think, gave you a really good shot to win. You knew you were facing the best offense, arguably, in the SEC, one of the best in college baseball. I mean, you got to score, man. Right. You just got – at some point, you got to score some runs, dude. At some point, you got to score some runs. Never did you even have a chance. Never did you even have a chance.
Right.
Never did you even have a chance.
Right. And I still believe that once we hit our stride, I think we'll be fine. But I think if we have another season like this, where we're losing to teams we shouldn't lose to, and not just losing, getting our brains beaten, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Xavier game, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If that doesn't get fixed, which, yes, I know in baseball, is on any given day, anybody can beat anybody, right? And that's the way it is in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever it comes to South Carolina, like I have said before, there is a standard. And right now, we're not playing to said standard.
Yeah, I think getting swept at Tennessee is certainly not meeting the expectations we have set out. And again, I mean, I came into it, I think, with very realistic expectations. Heck, I picked Tennessee to win 2 of 3.
Right.
But yeah, just the way you lost. I mean, again, man, I was obviously there in person, and you never even threatened to win a game in my mind. Never,
right.
Start to finish. I mean, you didn't lead all weekend. At no point offensively did you threaten. Again, at no point offensively did you ever have like a threatening inning where you're thinking to yourself, okay, South Carolina could put up a crooked number here, or get themselves back in the game or take a lead. I mean, at no point. Again, I said this on the podcast, and I'll say this again. There have been few sporting events where start to finish, I did not really even cheer or get out of my seat or get excited even once. I think back to the 2019 Texas A&M football game. I think back to the 2018 Virginia football game. I think to the 2020 Texas A&M football games that were just domination start to finish, and we did nothing positive. I think I add this baseball series to that. Literally just start to finish, it was pure domination. Just pure domination. That's what bothers me. And then the shit yesterday.
Like old Yeller and put us out of our misery.
And then the shit yesterday with the botched rundown and just some really bad, embarrassing baseball late in that one. And again, I think this is a good opportunity now with you on the phone, Robbie, and I'll expand on this after. But I will not be calling for Kingston's job, or I will not be calling.
I don't want to see him go either, but
Robbie, I don't listen. Here's the thing. I don't. I love Carolina baseball more than I like Mark Kingston. I don't have any sort of ties to Mark Kingston. I don't, I'm not like in his corner per se. Like, I mean, he's our coach, so of course you go to bat for him. But at the end of the day, I love Carolina baseball more than I like Mark Kingston. So it hurts me to see the program, because growing up, again, I mean, obviously Carolina was my dream school, whatever. And, I grew up watching Carolina baseball, the Dishers and the Smokes and the Darnells and the Havens and the Harris Honeycutts and then the Merrifields and the JBJs and the Blake Coopers and the Michael Ross. And, you think all the way back to Landon Powell and Steve Pierce and Kit Balknight, and the list just goes on and on and on and on. And from 2000 to 2014, right? I mean, you were dominant. You were dominant. And there's a reason you have the third most wins in college baseball since 2000. So that's the Carolina baseball that I know. I think of Carolina baseball as an elite program. I do. So, again, bottom line is this. We got 37 more games to go. But there are set standards and expectations. And I don't care how good Tennessee is. I don't really give a damn. I know they got elite pitchers. I know they've got good players. Obviously, they're one of the best teams in college baseball. But losing the way you did for 3 straight days, it's just not going to cut it, man. So, again, hey, last year you lost 2 of 3 opening weekend to Vandy. Kind of a similar way it went. You got no hit in that Saturday game, and you found a way to come back the next weekend and sweep Florida and sort of right the ship, if you will. It's a long year, so I'm not going to mail it in. I don't think fans should mail it in on the season. But, hey, now you got Vanderbilt coming to town, so they're not going to feel bad for you. So it's not going to get any easier, and we're going to find out quickly. Again, I will tell you this. Hey. I'll go on record and say this, Robbie. Hold on. I'll go on record and say this. If we miss the postseason, okay, long season, a lot of season left. If we miss the postseason, I don't see how Kingston survives it. I don't see how he survives it, man. Because you're not going to get 7, 8, 9, 10 years to figure it out at South Carolina in baseball. You're just not. I mean, if you can't, because to me, there's no excuse not to get it done. There's just no excuse. I mean, you got tradition, you got history, you got facilities, you got fan support. There's no reason why you shouldn't be pulling in the best players. I mean, you should. Here's another issue I have. The recruiting side of things. You should be getting every top player from the state of South Carolina. Like when I was playing baseball, and I'm not trying to sound like the old guy, but like when I was playing baseball and coming up, going to showcases in 07, 08, 09, like those dudes would literally say, listen, we all know everybody wants to go to Carolina, but like, you know, there's other schools here, a lot of like whatever. But it was just thought like if you're good, if you're elite, you're going to Carolina. You didn't go to Clemson. You went to Carolina. Carolina was the school. Everybody wanted to go to Carolina. Like, so that's how it should be. We should never be losing a prospect to Clemson. I don't give a damn who it is. So why are we not pulling in the top in-state guys? Why are we having to rely on guys? And I'm not saying don't recruit nationally. That's great. But, like, bro, we should be getting everybody in South Carolina. Everybody should be coming here. So.
And another thing, too, is there's not very many sports at the schools that that fans can say, hey, we're really, really good at this. And right now, aside from the women's basketball team, it's the baseball team. And I'm not trying to discredit what Beamer and that coaching staff did this past season at all whatsoever. But I'm just like you always say, be honest and 100%. And we just haven't had a lot of success whenever it comes to our men's sports. And the only sport where we've had some very, 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 very significant success is baseball.
Yeah. Well, and I think I don't know how many of y'all are on social media or on Twitter, I should say. But I thought Rubber Chickens, who's a guy that's a good follow on Twitter, he put it very beautifully, though. He said, the state of Gamecock sports right now are about a D+. The only things preventing it from being an F are Dawn Staley and a 7-win football team. And that is the reality. Honestly, I feel it. Because after the weekend, listen, I'm a Gamecock through and through, but man, and we have some fun weekends. I mean, we do, right? Beating Texas, that was incredible. Women's basketball doing their thing. But, God, it's just sometimes being a Gamecock is exhausting, man. Like, I mean, you look at programs again like Tennessee.
All right, man, I'm going to jump off of here because my brother's taking me to Subway for lunch.
I got you. All right, Robbie. Hey, appreciate you calling in, my guy. Thank you so much. Yeah, you too. Good stuff. How about Robbie having to end the call early? No, I mean, I just, you look at like Tennessee, you look at Auburn, like, I guess not Auburn's a great example, but Tennessee, like having success across the 3 major sports. Like, and again, that's taking nothing away from Dawn, obviously, and what women's basketball is doing, but golly, I mean, why are our men's sports such a shit show? It's insane,
Awesome.
dude.
Cocky Lids.
Cocky Lids, what's up, man? How are you?
Chris, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. I'm very excited that you're calling in. I think this is probably your first time, so I appreciate it.
It is, man. It's a slow day at work, so I figured I'd give you a shout.
Awesome.
I
Thank
want
you.
to talk about this baseball program, man.
Yeah,
so,
not a very fun weekend.
Dude, so my thing is, like, with this whole, it seems like every year we're either getting no hits or we're having to do something late in the inning. I don't know if you remember, but 2 years ago, it took a home run in the 9th against Clemson to not get no hit. And it seems to be more and more prevalent now. And I'm with you. I don't think there should be any talk of firing Kingston yet because it's counterproductive. It makes no sense. But I'm with you, man. If it doesn't progress at all, which it just doesn't really leave you any hope that it will, just from past experiences, something's got to change, man.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm, and when you do what I do, I'm always going to keep it a buck, always keep it real. But you do learn, you pick and choose your battles in a way. Like, I'll be honest with you, selfishly, I love Carolina baseball. I'm going to go to every single game for the rest of the year. I don't really want to spend the rest of this baseball season beating the drum of Fire Kingston because it'll take care of itself.
Oh, of course.
Again, there's no gray area, right? There's no gray area. Like, I really do believe if we don't make the postseason, I mean, I can't guarantee anything, but I just don't know how he survives it because while he's only quote unquote been here for 5 years and they've had some decent teams, I'll be completely transparent with you. Again, and I won't name names, but with the success or lack thereof we've seen on the field, and again, long season left, they could turn it around. But with the things I've heard from former players that you would know who they are, very notable 2010, 11, 12 guys, from parents of players that have been here during the Kingston era. Again, I'm not going to name any names, but I'll put it to you this way. I've had a lot of people hit me up with concerns about Kingston and the baseball program. Again, former players, like people who have these are notable opinions we're talking about. I don't think I've ever had someone text me and tell me how great of a coach Kingston is. That bothers me a little bit.
Well, what else are they supposed to do?
No, I agree. I'm just saying there aren't many folks. Yeah. I know LT Tolbert yesterday tweeted out, again, that was one of his dudes. And there just aren't there aren't many dudes in his corner. You know what I mean? So, and I mean.
And I think I tweeted you back about, and I'm not gonna, argue with LT Tolbert. He's been in the dugout. He's been, he knows. But at the same time, if you're loyal to your coach, you're going to go down. Sometimes you're going to go down, with him in the ship. So I get it. I'm not going to be like, he's out of his mind. That's what he believes, and by all means, I completely respect that. Right. But it's just the proof's in the pudding. Like the proof is on the field of what's going on, and it's just my question to you too is, I've heard you made the comment that it's baseball, and it is. So some weeks you're going to hit the ball well, some weeks you're not. But I feel like if you're a good hitting team, you are, for the most part, going to hit it well. If you're a bad hitting team, there will be every once in a while that you'll pull a last weekend. You'll hit the ball well. I feel like Carolina's the latter at this point.
Yeah, it's becoming a disturbing trend for sure. I mean, I think, at least I was willing to kind of give you the benefit of the doubt last year of, okay, like you were a power team and you didn't hit for average and this, that, whatever. And, I really thought Kingston in the offseason, obviously he completely flipped the coaching staff and brought in a bunch of dudes to help with the hitting. But it's becoming a very disturbing trend where it's just like, if they hit 220 in the SEC again this year, it's like back-to-back years of it's just like at this point you are what the stats say you are. You know what I mean? Like that's just what you are. Right. And under Kingston, they just have not hit well enough. I don't know what the disconnect is there. I don't understand it, but there's just some sort of disconnect. Because, again, it's just, again, all you can go off is the numbers. And I will say this back to your point. I'm not going to make base my opinion on the program based off, because you can't just do everything the guys that won in 10, 11, 12 say. We appreciate it. Right. Just like, just because Connor Shaw says this or Steven Garcia says that or Lattimore, you can't just base every decision you make off what those alumni say. But
no, you're right.
Again, when you've got notable people, and we saw it at the end of the Muschamp era, right? All those guys defended Champ and wanted him back, but that doesn't mean it wasn't the right move to move on. And obviously, I think we're seeing it was absolutely the right move to move on. So to me, it's like, hey, I understand where Tolbert's coming from. I understand where other former players are coming from. But like you said, it's bottom line is this. If you miss the postseason this year, I don't know how he survives it. I really don't, because, again, this is Carolina baseball. It's just not good enough, bro.
Exactly.
Even when you made the postseason last year, it's one thing hasn't changed to this point, and it's that watching us try to score runs is like painful. Like we're not having a lot of fun offensively. You know what I mean? We're not having a lot of fun off. Like we make it look. If we score 5 runs in a game, it is like the hardest 5 runs you've ever seen. Like it's not like Tennessee made it look easy swinging it. It was just it was BP. Like for us, it's like getting a base hit is like a chore. Like, and it just shouldn't be that
here's
hard.
One thing though, is so going back to last year, if we were even remotely decent at the plate, that was a close to Omaha bound team with that pitching staff that they had last year.
Yeah.
The pitching staff last year was elite. All they had, just put the ball in play and hit it. And it's been talked ad nauseum at this point. But just the way it was last year with the hitting, and your pitching staff is I mean, pretty much playing with two hands behind their back at this point. And they've actually improved, which has been really nice to see. But the hitting hasn't. That's my gripe. Is your pitching has improved, they should be the ones with an excuse. But your hitting hasn't. So it's frustrating. I try to watch every single game, and I normally will not turn off a game regardless. But after the whole pickle debacle,
yeah.
Sunday,
Well, I mean, I'll tell you this. I don't know if people know this, and I'm sure they don't. And if I'm outing myself, then so be it. But you know, we had about a 4.5 hour drive back to Columbia yesterday, and we're sitting there in like the sixth inning, and it got to like 8-0 or whatever it was, and you know, my buddies looked at me and they were like, you know, you cool if we go get on the road, and I'm like, I'm not going to be the douchebag that keeps us there to watch a blowout.
Yeah,
so I was like, yeah, let's just go. So I actually watched the last like 3 innings from the car. Because like I said, man, I mean, and honestly, I was sitting there watching it, and it got to 10-0, and I was like, thank God we left. Thank God.
At that point, what's the point of that?
And I'm not a leave the game early guy, but in that scenario, in that scenario, I was just like, dude, I mean, it's just brutal. It's just brutal to watch. It's just brutal to watch.
Yeah. So, I had other things I could do, and after that whole pick one, and then they proceed to score, I think, 2 runs after that, and then I'm like, you know what, enough's enough. But I'll tell you what I'm seeing a little bit more and more, and it's still not prominent, but I'm starting to see it creeping a little bit more and more, are fans talking about, should we be expecting less from this program, if that makes sense. Like they think that we should lower our expectations for the baseball
not
program.
at all.
I'm like,
No.
that should never be the case.
No, that's I'm pretty understanding and inject perspective and realistic in football and basketball, but I will never. I mean, again, I'm not sitting here saying that the next coach is going to be Ray Tanner, because I think his run was unprecedented. But I'm sorry, I will never waver off. A bad year for us should be we're traveling to a regional. South Carolina should never miss the postseason.
No. Even with Richardson and Rainey, as coaches, I mean, the baseball program was still a prominent baseball program, and a guy, kind of hit me up about it and was talking about, we just need to lower expectations because the last 8 or so years we just haven't been well. I was like, take a look, and I think you made this comment. Take a look at not just center field, but take a look at the right field wall, and you tell me what the history of the program is.
Yeah. I mean, heck, I was pissed off. We obviously it worked out. We beat Texas 2-3, but I don't know. I got pissed off even walking in the ballpark on that Saturday after we lost to Xavier, and you look out at the wall and you're like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like, I mean, when I was, again, I don't want to sound like the old guy. I mean, I'm not that old, but like growing up, again, I played against the Marzillis and the JBJs in tournaments and these other guys. And like when you thought of Carolina baseball, like I think of the Smokes and again the Darnell Disher Havens, like bro, you think of swag. Like we knew we were better than everybody else. Like we knew we had studs. Who on our team right now is a stud? Like truly a stud. Like I love Sanders. I think Will Sanders is a top 3 rounder. Matthew Becker, to me, he exudes that confidence. He exudes that confidence and that swag. That's why I honestly love watching him pitch. God, who in the box, though, is intimidating? Who in our lineup, you're like, God, I don't want to face that guy. I don't want to face that guy. Nobody.
I mean, honestly, after Braswell, I would think maybe Braswell would have been the guy, but since the SEC play started, it kind of brought him back down. And he's a freshman. I get it.
0 for 10 with 6 strikeouts. He's going to be fine, but 0 for 10 with 6 strikeouts.
Right. Yeah, I think he will. But here's my thing. So you bring in, and this kind of shows you, I feel like, the difference between the players that have been brought up through Kingston and other programs is you bring in a guy like Kevin Madden, you bring in a guy like Brent Belk. Those guys come in. Those are pretty much your 2 best hitters. And they came in from other programs where they were taught to hit at other programs and all that. So, I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my thing, man. It's frustrating. I'm glad spring football's out right now because it kind of takes, a little bit of the stress away. But, brother, I'm with you. We had to wait on Kingston. I get it. I'm with you. But yeah, I'm at wit's end too, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I know there's
based on that too.
Yeah, I know there's people on social media that just think because I won't say fire Mark Kingston right now, I'm in his corner, and I'm just a Kingston apologist. And listen, You want me to keep it a buck and keep it real? Yeah, I'm starting to have my doubts, my guy. I am. Like I'm
Yeah.
because the question for County Baseball is not, is this the guy to go to the postseason? No, the question is he the guy to get us back to Omaha? That's the whole goal of County Baseball to begin with. I mean, you should never be having the you know, if you move on, the next coach, the conversation shouldn't be, well, can you get us back to the postseason? No. We're trying to go to Omaha. That's where we go. That's where we go.
Yeah, that's the expectation every year.
Right. So I mean, and listen, you're not going to go to Omaha every year, but that, you know, that should be the expectation, no doubt. So,
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, I mean, I'm starting to, you know, I've got concerns. I'm not going to lie to you. I have concerns, and you know, this season feels, unfortunately, a little bit like 2019, where you have a bunch of injuries and the thing spirals out of control. And I mean, you know, I'm not going to say must win early in this, and it's a long season, but I don't know, man. It's
just,
you got to figure it out. Offensively, you got to figure it out.
I don't. At this point, I just don't know, and I hope he proves me wrong. I just don't know if I have faith in Kingston to be able to turn the hitting around, just because it seems like it's been just like, I think you pointed this out too. It's just kind of like the staple of a Kingston program right now. Is just they can't hit the freaking football or the baseball right now, and when they do hit it, I mean, it's just few and far between. Like when a guy gets on base, I mean, you just almost expect, you know, how is this going to go down? Like, is this going to be an out, or are they going to strike out looking at the ball? Or I don't know. Like I said, I don't think I'm as versed in the game of baseball as you are. I followed this team from the time I knew what a baseball was. As far as playing, I never really played that much. So I mean, I take kind of your word for it. Yeah, bro, I'm pretty frustrated with him too. So. Yeah.
No, I mean, you know, listen,
I appreciate
I don't care who you're playing, man. I don't care if the number one team in the country. I mean, getting swept in the way you did, getting outscored 23-5, that will never be okay. I'm sorry. Like that just, that won't, you know, that, I mean, I think back to 10, 11, 12, whatever. And again, that was a decade ago, but Tennessee used to be the punching bag of the SEC. Like what happened? You know what I mean? So
they were.
Yeah.
Well, and Vitelli got hired the same exact year that Kingston got hired, and look at the trajectory of both programs, and it's just insane. It's insane to me.
Yeah.
And kudos to those guys over there, but that should never be the case. We should be at least on par with them.
Yeah.
Always,
I agree. I agree 110%.
All right, brother. Well, I'll let you go, man. You gonna be at the spring game?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll probably what I'll do. We'll start at the baseball game that day at 1:00. We got Ole Miss, and then I'll head over to Willie B shortly after that's over. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun day, man. I'm looking forward to it. Let's definitely link up for sure if you're in town.
Yeah, if I can get down there quick enough, I'll definitely come find you, man.
Sounds good, man. Hey, I appreciate you calling in. Great stuff.
Yeah, no worries, brother. See you, man.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. 843-790-3377. Again, our guy, Cocky Lids. First time he's ever called in. I appreciate that. Some great insight there as well. Guys, I get it. I'm frustrated too, man. I'm frustrated too. And like I said, I know there's many folks on social media that want to call me a Kingston apologist, or, you know, I won't say a bad word about Kingston. Listen, I'm just reserving judgment and holding my opinion on whether there should be a change or not until after the season, because baseball is a long season, guys. It's a marathon, not a sprint. In saying that, I will also say this. Yes, there are trends that are going down right now with County Baseball, with Kingston at the helm, that concern me. Obviously, the offensive woes, they concern me. I mean, it's not good enough. Like I said, I don't care who you're playing. Number one team, top 10 team, I don't care. Getting swept the way you did, losing 23-5 over 3 games, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. And as I said before, I will say this. If South Carolina misses the postseason, I don't know how Kingston survives it. I really don't. Because, again, South Carolina baseball, it should not be treated as football, as basketball. There are set standards and expectations, championship level standards and expectations. Do not try to talk me off of, well, you got to change your expectations, lower your – No. This is South Carolina baseball. I still view this program as elite. If you do not, that is your problem. This is still an elite program. It should be viewed as such. You don't get 10 years to figure it out here, you know? And you got to look at what's gone down in the Kingston era. And like I've told you guys, I won't name any names, but off the record, things I've heard from behind the scenes, let's just say Mark Kingston's not exactly receiving glowing reviews right now. So I promise you all, I will make a promise. You all know this. I will keep it a buck. I will keep it 100. Again, I'm not going to spend the entire rest of this baseball season beating the fire Mark Kingston drum. I'm going to let the season play out because it's a long year. There's still 9 more SEC weekends. But again, guys, the reason I'm not doing that is because the standards are what the standards are. And if you don't win here, you won't be here. You just won't be here, bottom line. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no excuses. You won't be here. So, yeah, listen, sitting at 10-9 after 19 games, you've been swept twice already. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Bottom line. So, you can be rest assured. I will always keep it a buck with you, keep it 100. And I'm not pleased right now, guys. I'm not happy right now. You know, we had a great time in Knoxville, but watching that on the field, that's not good enough. It's not acceptable. It's just not. It's just not. And like you said, hey, Tony Vitello got hired at Tennessee same time as Mark Kingston. What's the difference? Why is Tennessee's program so far ahead of – why is Tennessee ahead of you in baseball? There's no reason on this God's green earth Tennessee should be out recruiting you, should be out playing you. Absolutely no reason. Absolutely no reason for it. And Tennessee as a ball club is head and shoulders above you. That's a fact. Let's shut the phone lines here.
Call from
Dirt, what's up, man? How are you?
I have been a lot better.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, my guy. I hear you. What's going on?
I just got in, listened to Gamecock Lib's conversation, and you know, I have always been a team first. Like I have never trashed a single coach on my Twitter feed. I have never said this player sucks. I've always thought that for what I want to do, the best thing to do is to be pro team. But I don't know. It feels like, you know, we can go even further back from Kingston, and it feels like ever since Chad Holbrook fired Brian Bashir, we have just not hit like we were supposed to.
That's a good point. That's a very, very good point. Yeah.
I mean, I remember. I think that might have been Holbrook's final season. And I think it was to the point where we were looking at Omaha about a week before Brian was fired. And I don't know the full story behind it. I don't. You probably know better than I do. The only thing I know is I think there was stuff going on in the locker room.
Yeah, there was you're talking about Brian Busher and the end of there was a bit of a falling out between him and Chad Holbrook. I'll leave it at that. But it was not a pretty ending. Not a pretty ending.
But yeah, we're looking at Omaha. It's feeling like 2011 when he gets fired, and just everything just went down. I don't think we won another series that year. It was just a hot box, and not a good way. And it just feels like we've never recovered. I think the closest we got to kind of feeling like, and let's discount 10, 11, and 12 because I mean there's what I can only think of one other university that's ever done what we did, and it was Southern Cal in the 70s. So let's discount those years. Let's look at just like 2000 through 05. You know, we hosted every single year except maybe like 04. You know, we lost to Texas in the national championship game in 02. I mean, you're talking about a team that in 13 years placed in the national championship 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
I can think of, well, Southern Cal is the only other team to ever do that in baseball, and you'd probably have to look to Alabama.
Yeah.
In football to see something like that in another sport.
Yeah. Hey, here's a crazier stat for you, by the way. From 1998 until 2016, okay, South Carolina never finished below 500 in SEC play. Worst they finished was 15-15 in 99 and 15-15 in 2006, and then 2008 they also went 15-15. And then in 2017, Chad Holbrook went 13-17. I mean, you think about that. Like, you really think about that shit. I mean, that's, you know.
Yeah, and until I think it might have been last year, if the video I saw is correct. South Carolina led the SEC in wins since 2000.
Yeah.
And think about that. So using Kingston's years, because those have admittedly been the worst in the SEC play. It took 4 bad SEC, well, I won't say bad, but sub-USC par years for LSU to catch up. I mean, and LSU ain't no slouch. But the fact that we were just miles ahead. And then see, one of the things I like to say is the SEC has gotten a lot better, and it has. But most of the teams haven't. Vandy and Florida have always been very good at baseball, at least since 2000, when Vandy hired, I think the guy that's there right now.
Yeah, Corbin.
Yeah. So since 2000, in the East, it was South Carolina, Vandy, and Florida. In the West, it was really nobody. I think a Mississippi team would pop up every now and then, but that was it. Sorry, in LSU. But now it's just kind of like it kind of feels like we're just trying to live off of our past resumes. We're hoping that if we go 500 in the SEC, they'll throw us a bone and leave us in the tournament.
Yeah.
When that's not what we should be doing. And I am not intelligent enough or knowledgeable enough in the sport of baseball to say this is the problem, other than obviously we need to hit better. But I don't know if it's Kingston. I don't know if the players don't like Scott Wingo, so they're not listening to him on how to hit. But there are very few people that I think could teach someone how to hit better than Scott Wingo. And so if that's not working, then there's something else in the water over there that needs to get fixed.
I mean, there's just some disconnect.
And like
man.
you said,
there's some disconnect.
It's a long season. For all we know, they're pulling that pitching machine out right now and relearning how to hit, and we're going to sweep the rest of the SEC. And if anyone wants to know what I'm drinking, the Kool-Aid. But I don't know what the solution is. Honestly, I hope it's not to fire Kingston because I like the guy. Especially ever since that Florida game last year where we caught what's his name caught the ball, and then he just starts yelling, "Oh, we're gonna win the game! We're gonna win the game!" One of the things I loved about him, especially his first season, was you could hear him in dugout. You could hear him yelling at players, talking, saying things. And I never heard Tanner say anything. I never heard Holbrook say anything. So it felt like a much more energized feel. But it doesn't feel like that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I like I said, there's a disconnect somewhere, my guy. I was going to mention this also. South Carolina hasn't won 40 games in a season, 40 or more since 2016. So, I mean, that's got to change. Yeah. The SEC record's got to change. And again, long year, a lot of baseball left, but I mean, bro, sitting at 10-9 after 19 games, that ain't doing shit,
Yeah.
man. That's not anywhere near. And you got Vandy coming in. I mean, that's just nowhere near good enough where you need to be. So, yeah, you better pull your head out of your ass quick, because I tell you what, if you don't, hell, Vandy's going to do the same thing that Tennessee did to you. How you going to score? I mean, it ain't like, oh, well, we're getting a break now facing Vandy's pitching staff. Like, bro, they got studs on studs, man. They're going to roll out stud after stud this weekend. So, and you better not sleep on that game against the Citadel tomorrow night. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Citadel, sorry, that was College Cross. But, well, the Citadel put up a fight against Texas, too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so,
yeah, they did.
You know, I might go to that game. So, thank you for letting me call in. Hopefully this weekend, well, tomorrow night and then this weekend, you know, hell, maybe Monday we'll call in and going, something seems to work because we'll just win the last 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, things can change like I said, you went from getting swept by Clemson, losing to Xavier, to then, you know, beating Texas 2-3. So things can happen very quickly, but it's got to change, man. It's got to change. Something's got to just give offensively, bro. I don't know what else to say. Something's got to give offensively.
Yeah. Well, you have a good rest of your day.
Dirt, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, thanks so much for the call, Dirt. I do appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Take care. Great stuff, guys. 843-790-3377. And again, we're taking your questions, your comments, your calls. Therapy Monday. Connor, we are going to jump into a break, by the way. We're going to jump into a quick break. It is Therapy Monday, but I want to continue to hear from you. More of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side of the break. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. I do want to continue to hear from you here on this Monday. Again, a lot to get into. Talking baseball, basketball. I mean, just a little bit of everything going on. Let's see. Rebecca, you're more than welcome to call in, Rebecca. You're more than welcome to call in. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'd say Tennessee does look a little bit better than Vandy right now. But I mean, dude, Vandy's still elite. Vandy's literally ranked number one in Vandy's literally ranked number one in, I believe, Baseball America's poll. So, I mean, it ain't gonna get no easier this weekend, man. It ain't gonna get any easier this weekend. Justin, you said you sent a text. Let me see here. I got a couple texts. Justin says, this is so embarrassing. Eric Hyman and Mike McGee would never have trouble with this. Ray Tanner needs to step down before things get ugly. I wish Ray would. I wish Ray would, because, I mean, dude, like, I'm so tired of hearing about Ray Tanner and his shortcomings, and I'm just tired of hearing about Ray Tanner, man. I am. So I wish Ray would step down. I do. Bart McKinney says, I say hire BJ. He would kill the in-state recruiting. Is he a proven head coach? No, neither was Shane Beamer. I also feel the state would be really around him like they've done with Coach Beamer. I mean, there is that. Apparently, Matt McMahon has emerged from Murray State as a top candidate as well. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Tim Branch here. My opinion on Bob is Bob Ritchie. He wouldn't offer the job. He's trying to save face and say he's not interested now. Hashtag forever to thee. I mean, maybe so. Do things get kind of crazy in coaching searches? So who knows? But, yeah, anyways, guys, want to hear from you, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. And I will say this, by the way. I want to comment on the Sean Miller saga that took place late Thursday, and then obviously Friday we didn't have the Daily Crow. Was Sean Miller at Halls? Was he not? I will say this, because, again, Yuva, friend of the show, Mike Yuva, buddy of mine, he has a lot of my respect. I think Mike does a fantastic job. And so the question is, what happened, right? Was Miller there? I think it is, and again, I'm cautious to make any assumption one way or the other, but I will tell you this, just from what I can tell. I think it is more likely that Sean Miller was indeed at Halls, and that someone from USC, for whatever reason, didn't want it to get out, what have you, contacted Mike Yuva, contacted Gamecock Central, and asked him to walk back the statement. I just, knowing Mike, I don't think he would just make up some BS report. I don't even think Mike would just go off of a source, if you will. I don't think he would do that. I don't think Mike would say he was there if he wasn't there. So with that being said, I think it's probably a situation where USC asked him to walk it back. Because again, guys, hey, what's the beauty of TSUS, right? What's the beauty of what we do? We don't answer to the University of South Carolina. I can say whatever. I wish I would have drove by Halls and seen for myself. Because if USC told me to walk back the statement for any reason, I would tell them to kiss my ass straight up. And I'll tell you this, it's a sloppy, ugly situation no matter how you spin it.
Rebecca staying. To accept, press 1.
Rebecca, what's going on? How are you?
Good. It was nice to finally meet you in person.
It was. That was really cool. That was really fun. I'm glad we were able to make it work. And, obviously wish we could have gotten to watch a W, but no, I had a blast. It was great to meet you as well.
All right. I keep getting darn phone calls on this darn messenger. I'm going to have to, let me see. On the phone. There we go. Anyway, I don't know why I'm getting blowed up today on phone calls.
You're just a popular person, Rebecca. Everybody wants to chat with you.
All right. I think P-Mod was supposed to listen to me. I don't know if he's listening to me or not.
Yeah, I'm sure P-Mod's tuned in. I think P-Mod's probably tuned in.
Then Travis was asking me about it. And anyway, I want to tell y'all something funny.
Yeah,
for
go
all
ahead.
The listeners.
Go ahead. Fire away.
Okay. When I was coming up to find you, Chris, okay, and right before you come up the steps, you know, that you saw me,
Mm-hmm.
Leo,
Your dog.
Smokey come up to Leo. You talking about Leo barking at Smokey like it was nothing. He growled at him and everything.
That's a
He
good
gave
that's a
him
good
hell.
dog. That's a good dog.
I was laughing and I told Smokey, I said, I told Smokey, I said he don't like you.
Yeah.
And he was trying to get Leo to come to him so he can pet him, but he didn't. Leo didn't want to budge at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Smokey didn't want nothing with Leo for sure.
Leo didn't want nothing to do with him either.
Well, I enjoyed meeting Leo and yourself. I thought Leo was awesome. So that was like I said, we had a blast. We had a blast in Knoxville outside of the results on the field. We had a really good time.
Right.
We had a really, really good time. So yeah, it was great to meet you as well. Yeah, and
I look
forward.
Was really nice to me.
Yeah, no, our crew is our crew is incredible for sure. So I will say I'm looking forward to coming back up there for for football season whenever we play again. I would love to come. I thought Knoxville was really, really cool. So yeah.
Well, I think we play them in South Carolina this year.
No, we do. But I'm just saying the next time I'm looking forward to coming back up there. I had a blast.
Right. I would like to come down there to the stadium and watch South Carolina.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, Cola's a good time.
I mean, that would be nice. They was asking me if I told everybody to kiss their ass. I couldn't do it because we had that little boy behind us, right?
Yeah, I know we had kids behind us. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to get myself kicked out and be rude around the kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. No, for sure. Yeah, I don't think it'd be a good move to tell a kid to kiss your ass. Yeah, I think you were probably smart to not do that.
Right, and I didn't want to do that in front of
Right.
I didn't want to do that too. Right next to that kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I'd hold my tongue,
Right.
Be nice.
Hey, listen, we had a good time. We had a good time Friday night. That was a good time. Yeah, and like I said, it was great to see you and meet you, and just wish the results would have been a little better. But either way, we had a good weekend, had a fun weekend. So,
Right. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it as well.
Come back and you want to hear this? There was a guy outside the gate with Tennessee Vols thing on it. He was selling tickets. He got I think he written me off, to be honest with you. It was a $6 ticket, and he wanted $25 for it. Yeah.
Well, that's the world of scalping tickets.
Right.
That's what they do.
And I thought I'd get cheated out, but I didn't want to go through that line, at the, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
I didn't want to fool with the line and have to be in line with Leo and Leo going crazy and the whole 9 yards. So I just thought I'd just get the ticket from that guy, but I wouldn't think he would charge me like $25 for a $6 ticket.
Yeah, that's just what they do. The world of scalping. Like I said, the world of scalping. Anyways, Rebecca, like I said, I appreciate you coming to Knoxville.
Who's the next?
Yeah, we got the Citadel tomorrow night, and then this weekend we play Vanderbilt. So another Tennessee team. We play Vanderbilt at home. So.
Oh, they can kiss my ass.
Indeed.
Well, that's about it. I have to say.
Do you deal with a lot of Vandy fans in where you live?
I don't know if there is or not, to be honest. It's mostly Vols fans.
Oh, okay. Just curious. We actually had a Vandy fan with us this weekend. Our guy Steve. He's actually legitimately a Vandy fan. Yeah, so something else. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever actually met a Vandy fan before. So.
I've seen that Tennessee Vols guy that you took your picture with.
Yeah, our guy Johnny. Yeah, he goes to Tennessee. He was in the Army, and now he goes to Tennessee. So, yep, good stuff. Like I said, it was fun though. I tell you what, Tennessee fans get ragged on social media. I mean, they're pretty brutal, but I thought the people we interacted with were cool. There wasn't. I didn't have a bad experience with Tennessee fans at all. So, we had a good time. We had a really, really good time. But yeah, like I said, Rebecca, it was great to meet you. And obviously, we'll talk Vanderbilt all week, and Vandy can kiss our ass for sure. But yeah, I appreciate you calling in. We're gonna jump into a break here shortly. I'm trying to get some other calls in here too. But no, we will. We'll be talking all week for sure. But I appreciate you, and obviously, it was great to meet you again, Rebecca. And look forward to my next trip up to Knoxville. And we'll make sure we link up and do it again.
It was nice to give you a hug in person.
It was. I appreciated that.
But anyway, I'm going to get off here.
All right, Rebecca. Sounds good. Hey, I appreciate you. Let me know if you need anything.
All
right. Take care. Great stuff. 843-790-3377. I would say this too, by the way, because somebody commented something. Aaron Thompson, if you don't want somebody to call in, you call in and take up the time. Either way, we appreciate Rebecca calling in. Really quick. This week, a little bit different. Content's going to be flowing. Content's going to be bleeding out the eyeballs, obviously. But because of the baseball series, Thursday through Saturday, we're still going to have a podcast on Friday. But I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be yet because the game Thursday night is at 8 o'clock. Game Thursday night's at 8 o'clock. So I'm not going to do a podcast after that game. We'll talk about game one on the Daily Crow and all that good stuff, but I'm not going to do like a game one podcast reaction. You know what I mean? So just stay tuned. There will be a podcast that drops on Friday, but an exciting week, man. I mean, it's exciting to think that we're going to have baseball tomorrow, Tin Roof Wednesday, and then we get going. We get going on Thursday in regards to the weekend series. Also, guys, stay tuned. We might be throwing a tailgate for the Friday game. We might be throwing a tailgate for the Friday game. The game's at 7, might be either like 3 or 4. So, again, just stay tuned for that. And then, of course, we'll be covering the game all weekend. Also, Sunday, we've got a watch party that is planned for the Gamecocks women's basketball team as they continue along in March Madness. Again, guys, time TBD, opponents TBD also. North Carolina, Arizona play tonight. South Carolina will take on the winner of that game on Friday. Again, I'm assuming the game Sunday is probably going to be like an afternoon tip-off, sort of like the Miami game was. So, again, just stay tuned. But that is confirmed. We will be at Carolina Ale House in Harbison to watch the Lady Gamecocks take on whoever it is they're going to play. Yes, I know South Carolina plays Friday night, but again, we'll be at baseball Friday night. Sunday, we will be at Carolina Ale House in Harbison watching that game. Because, again, I'm just assuming South Carolina is going to win their Sweet 16 matchup. I've really got no no doubts we're going to win that Friday game. Let's see. Again, guys, we're taking your questions, your comments, your calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Looks like Tennessee's freshman pitcher, Drew Beam, got co-freshman of the week, and why not? I mean, God, you pitched the way he did against us. I mean, you should get it. So, you should get it. You should get it. Anyways, guys, would love to hear from you. I see all the comments, all the questions rolling in. Let's see. Cody Gaskins, yeah, how about St. Peter's, man? Incredible. How about I got to be honest, I didn't watch a whole lot of March Madness over the weekend. We did watch the Tennessee game on Saturday, which was really interesting. Here we go. Let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Bradley Miller, a.k.a. Little Brad.
Here we go.
to accept.
Bradley, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing good, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Hey, make sure you're speaking clear into the mic on your phone so we can all hear you. What's going on?
Yes, sir. What happened on Saturday? Like, I'm kind of, like, lost. I did watch the whole baseball game, but, like, what the hell is going on?
We're not hitting the baseball worth of shit. That's what's going on.
It's just like slowly, like, standing like statues, like Tennessee getting our asses by a bunch of damn brooms. You just saw it. It's like a game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, what's with the damn broom? Like, they just brought me off the fucking porch and just to bring us up damn game. I just went to the damn store just to keep our asses out. Yeah, it was prepared.
Yeah, I mean, I was there in person, my guy. I wasn't too thrilled either, trust me. I was not too thrilled either.
Say that.
All right, my guy. I think we're losing you. I don't know what's going on with the phone connection or what have you. But, yeah, anyways. No, listen, I understand it. I'm frustrated too, my guy. The hitting simply wasn't good enough. You know, you can talk pitching. I know Robbie Davis I know Robbie Davis wanted to mention the pitching. Dude, your arms did all they could, man. If you'd have told me, and again, late in game 1 and game 3, it got away. But you never offensively posed any threat to help your pitchers. And it just at some point, man, baseball is just like every other sport in regards to momentum. I mean, at some point, you got to break through and help your guys out on the bump. I mean, listen, I'm tough on pitchers. I am tough on the pitching staff because I was a pitcher. And so I realized, hey, if you hold your opponent to 0 runs, guess what? You're going to win the ball game. But at some point, man, I mean, you've got to swing it. I mean, Tennessee had a perfect game. Going into like the 7th inning. I mean, that's ridiculous, man. And again, it's, you tip your cap to Tennessee on the mound. Like, hey, they got fantastic players, great pitchers, what have you. But, bro, I don't give a damn who you're playing. Back-to-back years. Last year, you get no hit. And this year, a kid's got a perfect game. Bro, you were very close to Tennessee throwing a perfect game against you. If Brant Belk's double is caught, you were that close to Tennessee throwing a perfect game. Think of how absurd that is. Think of how ridiculous that is. It should never happen in college baseball. It should certainly never happen at the University of South Carolina. There's just no way to spin it like, well, that guy's really good. I don't give a damn who you're facing. It's college baseball with aluminum bats. You should never look as porous as Carolina did offensively in that Sunday game. You just never should. You never should. So anyways, yeah, I mean, guys, I'm frustrated. I'm pissed off. I'm not happy. I'm not throwing in the towel after one SEC weekend, but being a Gamecock is not for the faint of heart, man. Being a Gamecock is not for the faint of heart. The success or lack thereof across the men's sports is baffling. It's maddening. And as someone said on social media, this is meant as no disrespect to the football program or Shane Beamer, but like literally right now, the thing we are hanging our hat on is a 7-win football team. That's all we got right now is a 7-win football team. I mean, for the love of God, why are we struggling so immensely across the men's sports? Why is it? Why? I just don't understand it. God, it's frustrating, man. I mean, it's damn near a miracle that I'm able to run a business around the University of South Carolina athletics. It's damn near a miracle. Truly. I mean, God forbid we start winning. What would happen to business? God forbid. God forbid. It's frustrating, man. Trust me. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Guys, let's jump into a quick break. I need to take a breath. 843-790-3377. Guys, again, thank you all so much for your love and support. You guys tuning in. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man, no matter what happens, on the field, off the field, whatever. Y'all continue to rock with TSUS. So thank you. Truly, sincerely, thank you. Thank you. Guys, more of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side of the break. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. I see Aaron Thompson, by the way, asking a question about, did we just take a break 10 minutes ago? No, we did not. We took a break about 12:50, and then we just took a break at 1:20. So that was 30 minutes, my guys. So we'll probably take another break. I mean, if you guys tune in every day, you probably know at this point that I like to take breaks around 12:45-ish, 1:15, 1:20-ish, and then 1:45, probably 1:45-ish, 1:40, 1:45-ish. So I think 3 breaks over the course of a 2-hour show is, reasonable. You know what I mean? I think it's reasonable. Just my opinion, though. Just my opinion. Who knows? Maybe I'm a slapdick. You never know. Never know. So, anyways, let's see. My buddy texts me, and people on Facebook are grumpy today. Oh, my goodness. I just appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. PMod has this to say. He says, it's because we are South Carolina and our fans act as such. You got people already talking about buying season tickets for basketball next year and packing it out. That's why we are where we are. We pack out for bad coaches and bad products. PMod also says the fans need to reflect their displeasures. Yeah. Anyways, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. And in case you missed it, yours truly, man, my content has been getting used by rival fans everywhere. Freaking Clemson fans, Tennessee fans. So yep. And I mean, hey, I'll tell you this. Listen, I'll tell you this. What can you really say to what can we say to Tennessee fans right now? They're kicking our ass, bro, across every sport. I mean, football, they rocked us. Basketball, they dominated us. And then baseball, they just dominated us. Yeah, we got them in women's basketball. Great. Still 3 out of 4, man. I mean, they're crushing us. They're crushing us. Bottom of them, they're crushing us. So, I mean, listen, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom here on this Monday. It's a long baseball season, but God almighty, man. It's frustrating. I mean, I'm not going to sit here. Yes, Luke RJ, the beauty is still in the banter, my friend. It always has been, always will be. It's always a good time. Anyways, I'm not going to sit here on this Monday and come to you all and say, oh, it's okay. It's not it sucks, man. It sucks. It sucks. Of course it sucks. I'm a fan. We had a good time in Knoxville. Don't get me wrong, but we didn't drive 4.5 hours to watch us get our teeth kicked in. Our teeth kicked in for 3 consecutive days. It's not why we went there. I really feel for my buddies. I know my guy Tucker. I know my guy PMod that went to Knoxville for the football game. God bless you all that went for the football game. I mean, just tough, man. Just really tough. Frustrating as hell. But either way, we press on. We press on. Again, we the thing is this. And I'll at the risk of repeating myself, I will say the same thing I said after the Clemson series. Hey, listen, man, whether you like it or not, there's 37 games to go. There are still 27 more SEC games to go. So you can't mail it in. You can't just pack it up and go home. You got to play the rest of this year, okay? Still a lot to play for. Still a lot to play for, guys. Still a lot to play for. And I think back to last year, things can change very, very quickly, right? Things can change very quickly. And so I look at last year. When we lost 2 of 3 to open SEC play a year ago. And Jack Leiter threw a no-hitter against us. And I know we didn't get swept, but was a very negative start to the year. What do we do the following weekend? We sweep Florida. So I'm just saying, things can change very quickly, but they have to change. They have to change very quickly. Because that offensive performance, that offensive output we saw, that ain't going to get it done, man. It's just not going to, it's not going to get it done. Bottom line. So it's got to improve. It's got to get better. That's stating the obvious. Stating the obvious, man. Travis Ward says, off topic a bit, but garnet masks or black masks on the football helmets. I'm a black face mask guy, Travis. I'm a black face mask guy. I mean, I know the garnet, the garnet face mask might be cool for a game. Or I'm a black face mask guy. I prefer the black face mask. So. Let's see. Jeff Goodman tweeting 11 minutes ago. South Carolina's 3 leading candidates per source. Murray State's Matt McMahon, Chattanooga's Lamont Paris, and former South Carolina star and Wake assistant B.J. Mackey. So. Anyways, want to continue to hear from you guys. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Keith, no, Shane Beamer is not speaking to the media today. Shane Beamer not speaking to the media. Brian Lattimore says in the TDC question, Shannon, do you think Ray Tanner would get as much flack if he wasn't a former coach, if nobody knew him prior to the AD job? I think he'd probably get more flack. He says not vouching for or against him, just feel like he gets more hate because of who he is when you think it'd be the opposite. I don't know, Brian. I mean, I think maybe the fact of what he did at South Carolina is one of the few things that keeps him in good graces with some people. Cocky Twan, do you honestly think we can host a regional this year? Can we? Sure, we can. Will we? I don't know. I mean, I had you 17-13 in SEC play. And again, guys, it's a long season. You're going to catch some relief later in the year when you play the Mizzous, the Kentuckys, the Bamas, the Auburn. So things can turn very quickly. But again, it's not even that you got swept. Like, it's not even the fact you got swept. It's the manner in which it happened. Getting outscored 23-5. Never at any point posing a threat offensively to have a big inning, take a lead. Nothing. Just completely dead swinging it all weekend. And then to top it all off, the slapdickery in the field of the botched rundown that just was a chef's kiss to the pitiful weekend that it was in Knoxville. So this is a long season. Things can change quickly, guys. You got 9 more SEC weekends, but man, the way you lost is, to me, what's most concerning. I mean, 23-5 over 3 games. And then you just think of the fact, why? Why is this the case? Why is Tennessee so far ahead of you right now? Why do I look at Tennessee and go, stud? They got studs everywhere. On the bump, swinging the stick. They got a guy throwing 104 freaking miles an hour. Why does Tennessee have all these studs and we don't? Vitello and Kingston hired at the same exact time. What happened? Why is that? Help me answer that question because it doesn't make sense. You look at Tennessee's outfield wall and you look at their tradition or lack thereof, guys, it doesn't even compare to what South Carolina has done on the diamond. The two programs aren't even comparable. But Tennessee's sure kicking your ass right now. That to me, that's what's most disturbing. How that went down. I mean, you went down with what felt like without a fight. And again, you better get your head out of your ass quick because Vanderbilt's not going to feel bad for you. They're not, oh, well, no. They're going to come in ready to kick your ass, bottom line. Vandy's an elite ball club. So, better figure it out. Anyways, guys, would love to hear from you. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Let's see. Somebody texted in. Hunter Wages says, my girlfriend's a diehard Tennessee fan, so we got to get this shit turned around with them pronto. Tired of hearing all the talk from her. Jeez, Hunter, that's tough, my guy. That's tough. I hear you. Travie, be nice if we approach the plate with aggressiveness. We just go down looking way too much for my liking. If you play baseball, what do you do with two strikes? Protect the damn plate. Go up hacking, not looking. Yeah, I mean, again, here's the thing. Travie. I mean, listen, I will tip my cap to Tennessee, man. I will tip my cap to, their pitchers, the guys they have. They got good ball players, man. There's no question. But, dude, at some point, you just got to hit good pitching. I mean, I don't give a damn, dude. You got to hit good pitching. Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm tired of saying tip my cap every weekend. You got to hit good pitching. Go be a good hitter. Hey, Will Sanders is a good pitcher. Really good pitcher. What did Tennessee do? They still hit him. Why can we not hit a good pitcher? I mean, at some point, you can't just say, well, he throws hard. And, bro, everybody throws hard at this level, man. You think Tennessee's guys aren't going to throw hard? Vanderbilt's guys aren't going to throw hard? They all throw hard. Everybody's shit. You're not pitching in an SEC school if your shit ain't nasty. At least you shouldn't be. Everybody's shit is nasty, bro. I mean, at some point, hitters have got to take it upon themselves. We're going to hit. Bottom line, we're going to hit. Anyways, oh, man. Austin Greer says, do you think Vandy's better than Tennessee? Possible back-to-back sweeps will completely derail any chance of getting this season going, in my opinion. Austin, I'll tell you this. I have not done a deep dive on Vandy yet. That will come. The show will drop. Yeah, I think we'll drop the show as normal on Thursday. We'll drop the series preview, prediction, all that good stuff. So I'll do my deep dive on Vandy on Wednesday. They obviously lost a lot from Rocker, Leiter, those guys, whatever. But I mean, Vandy's elite, man. They're elite. They're elite. I mean, Vandy's elite, bro. What are you gonna say? Vandy's freaking elite. So, yeah. Vandy's elite. So it's gonna be a tough series. I'm so hesitant to say. well, let's just salvage a game. Bro, that should never be the attitude of Carolina baseball. That should never be the attitude of Carolina baseball. Let's just salvage a game on our home field. No. What? Anyways, we'll talk more about that later in the week. Guys, yeah, it's tough right now. Hey, it's tough. You got to keep going, but it's tough. It's tough. All right, guys, we're going to jump into one final break here on this Monday. I want to continue to hear from you, though, guys. More of your questions, comments, calls, and more. On the other side, you're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Final 15 minutes or so here in the Daily Crow, taking your questions, comments, calls. Get this. Matt Ryan officially traded to the Indianapolis Colts. Wow. The Falcons are moving off of Matt Ryan. The Matt Ryan era is done in Atlanta. Wow. Our Falcons fans in the chat, maybe if you're in here, good Lord. My best friend is actually a Falcons fan, like diehard. I'm talking goes to every game, season tickets, has invested bukus of money into the franchise. I wonder what his feelings are, and that's insane. Matt Ryan. Wow. Incredible. Incredible. Wild, wild, wild. Falcons blow it again. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, I got people asking me about the game tomorrow night, by the way, guys, because, of course, South kind of playing at the Citadel. You know, I've considered going to the game, and I guess I haven't completely made my mind up yet, but I got to be honest, I'm most likely leaning to not going just because, guys, I mean, it's a 7 o'clock first pitch. It's an hour and a half drive or so. We got to buy tickets. You got to get gas. I got to come home, record the podcast after. I mean, just a lot of moving pieces, man. just a lot, just a lot of moving pieces. So probably leaning to not coming down to Charleston for that game. I apologize to those who maybe are down there. I mean, part of me certainly I'd love to come down there, but the other part of me is like, dude, just it seems like it's a lot for a midweek game after you got swept by Tennessee. But again, nothing's concrete, nothing's confirmed. Granted, I did go to Charlotte, right, to watch us play Appalachian State. So I don't know, maybe so. I might text my guy and see what the deal is. Anyways. Yep, crazy what 28-3 did to the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, that entire franchise. Yeah. Rebecca Strandridge. Here's some breaking news. Rebecca Standridge is a Dallas Cowboys fan. How about that? Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys. Who would have known? Let's see. Luke RJ, I know you love baseball and are so invested in it, but were we able to hire a new basketball coach or about to hire a new basketball coach? Who do you think would be best? Who do you think we should get? Okay, so if we're going off the candidates that are listed, the top three candidates, Murray State's Matt McMahon, Chattanooga's Lamont Paris, and then BJ Mackey, I'd probably go McMahon. Yeah, that's probably who I would go with. So, yep, I would go with Matt McMahon. Just the experience factor. I mean, the fact he's actually been a head coach. Not very high on Lamont Paris. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say like I know everything about there's to know about Matt McMahon or anything, but I'd probably go with him. Yeah, I'd probably go with him. So. Anyways, guys, 10 minutes to go here on the Daily Crow. Don't forget, by the way, the podcast dropped this morning, episode 622, full breakdown of what happened over the weekend in regards to the baseball series, women's basketball, the coaching search, your listener questions, all that good stuff. Travis Allen says, am I right? The girls got a nice win over the weekend. Oh, girls softball. Yeah, so they actually play tonight, believe it or not. Softball plays tonight against Auburn at home. At home. Let's see. Sandra Webster says LSU has serious sanctions coming. Let's hope he has the sense to avoid that mess. Indeed. Daddy O, per my big money booster source, they have zero clue who's going to get the basketball job. Yeah, for sure. Indeed. Indeed. Luke RJ, if we can't get McMahon, would you be okay with BJ Mackey? Maybe he can hire a good staff and do better than Perry. I'm fine with that. I mean, again, that would be the Beamer-esque route to take. I mean, Luke, I've said it before, man. I don't really care who the damn coach is. I just want to win. So get whoever it is that gives you the best opportunity to do that. I don't care who the coach is, man. I don't really care one way or the other. I just want to win games. Yep, that is literally it. That is literally it. Let's see. We got a text here. Hunter Wages, you planning on doing a tailgate or anything for the Vandy game? I'm back from Philadelphia for the first time since August. Yeah, so I think Friday. Again, I'm working with the Carolina Ale House folks right now. I'm thinking Friday we'll be out there around 3 or 4 or so and throw like a small tailgate. I don't think it'll be quite as big as the Clemson one was in the sense of like providing food and all that. But again, we will be out there, I believe. So again, just stay tuned to social media, all the details in regards to that. But again, I'm pretty sure we will be out there. I'm pretty positive we will be out there. So again, hey, the show rolls on. We're going to continue to rock and roll with the baseball season. And of course, man, I love it. So I love it. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it moving. So Travis says, tell you our men's basketball team, it's one of those mysteries through the years. We were surrounded by good talent within the Carolinas, but we struggle for consistency, and we always have. Well, you got to land those players and keep them home. That's the. I mean, it all comes down to recruiting. I mean, every sport comes down to recruiting. I mean, there aren't many teams that just have tons of great players that aren't very good. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the time, if you got great players, you're going to be a pretty good team. So it's just about landing great players. We definitely need a coach that has some sort of ties in South Carolina that can land those guys. Bottom line. How about Marshawn Lloyd speaking on Spencer Rattler says, quote, the stuff you guys know about Spencer, he's the real deal. He's going to show you guys a lot when he's out there. Marshawn Lloyd also saying the best he's felt since he started playing college football. Rattler mentions Josh Vann, Jaheim Bell, Xavier Legette, E.J. Jenkins, Amarian Brown, and Antoine Wells as some of the guys that have made big plays so far. Obviously still early in spring. Rattler mentions developing that chemistry as things get going. Yes, Rebecca, I loved your shirt, the Kiss My Ass shirt. I love that. Yeah, John, I remember Matt playing at Boston College also. Yeah, good times. I'll never forget when he beat Clemson. That was good times. Very good times. Again, guys, we sort of all just sit here waiting, obviously, for the men's basketball job. Who will get that job? Who will land at South Carolina? Obviously, baseball, of course, guys, taking on Citadel tomorrow. Got to turn it around quick. Yeah, putting it lightly, I think, right? Putting it lightly. Brian Dean says, Chris, hitting the gym again, going to get back into boxing at 52 years old. Congratulations, Brian. Love to hear that, my guy. Good stuff. Very good stuff. That's awesome. It's very, very awesome. My buddy John hit me up saying that, people are grumpy today. Well, losing sucks. Losing sucks, folks. I would hope people are grumpy today. I mean, I don't think we should be happy with losing. Bottom line, we shouldn't be happy with losing. Brian Dean, yeah, I would love to go to some Braves games this year. Went last year with my buddy, and it was a blast. Yeah, I would love to go back. Would love to go back to some Braves games, at least one. Yeah, for sure, man. And I'm sure the games will be a lot of fun this year with what happened, winning the World Series, all that good stuff. Yeah, it's going to be a blast. So, yeah, I'm definitely planning on. I'd like to go to at least one. Yeah, Brian Lattimore says, that wasn't just losing. We got absolutely shit on. Indeed we did. Yeah, doesn't feel good to get your ass beat 3 days in a row. Doesn't feel good to get your ass beat 3 days in a row. So, Stephen Lopez, does Kingston really have what it takes to turn this season around? Hope so. His job on the line. That's what it comes down to. He loses this team, loses this season. Again, guys, the expectations are what they are at Carolina. I don't have to spend all season calling for his job there's no gray area, guys, with Carolina baseball. The expectations are very clear-cut. And again, I'm not going to spend the entire season calling for his job. But as I told you all before, and I'll say it again, if South Carolina misses the postseason, I don't see how Kingston survives it. I don't see how he survives it. I just don't. And I'm not even saying he should survive it. But I don't know how he's retained if we miss the postseason. Brian Dean says Braswell's in a slump. I mean, and I kind of expected that, Brian. Going into SEC play, he's going to get humbled, but I think he's a kid that he's tough, he's resilient, he'll make the adjustment, and he'll have much better weekends than he had in Knoxville. I mean, again, 0 for 10 with 6 strikeouts for Braswell. But, it's going to happen, man, against SEC play. SEC baseball is the best conference in all of college baseball, and, you're going to get humbled fairly quickly. So, just got to bounce back. So, got to bounce back. This entire team has got to bounce back. Luke RJ, you got to play your best 9. So, I mean, listen, if there's other guys that can help you out that need to get an opportunity, sure, but, you got to roll with your guys. If your guys are fearing getting taken out of the lineup every single day, they're not going to flourish. So, at some point, you just got to roll with your guys. Say, hey, we trust you. You'll get it figured out. You'll turn it around. Let's go out there and let's go play. So, guys, we've hit 2 o'clock. Appreciate you all tuning in. Like I said, check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 622, full breakdown of everything that happened over the weekend. Again, podcast, Daily Crow, rolling all week long, content bleeding out the eyeballs. Again, guys, appreciate your love and support. Appreciate you all tuning in, rocking with the business, the merch, the content, everything that we do. Again, guys, that's going to do it all for me. Appreciate you all tuning in. Have a fantastic rest of your Monday, and we will talk to you tomorrow.